life is not so mystical. Ignorance makes it seem so. And so every day as you wake up, you have to chronicle the choices of yesterday and ask yourself, those choices, in what direction is it leading me? If you do this as a practice daily, you will come to realize that you would separate yourself onto a value-oriented existence just by taking time to probe the quality of your actions of yesterday each day. A people who do not probe the past will be misdirected in the future. This is why history is taken out of your school books. This is why people value tech more than history. Because it seems as if you are wasting time if you have to go into history. But you know something? The history of yesterday was the future of day before yesterday. Are you with me? The history of July was the future of June. In other words, if history was once future, then history is what bets the future, inadvertently so. That means your choice of wisdom embedded in history determines the future outcome of your life. Am I making sense? I know it's deep, but I'm trying to be as explicit as possible. Get this message, listen to it again. Look at what Solomon, reputed to be the wisest man that ever lived, said. There is nothing new under the sun. What is what has been and what will be. What was he talking about? Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. That's what he was talking about. So you see, in God's choice to create all of the intergalactic components, he had factored in the concept of the history of mankind and the future of mankind inside of the revelation of himself. So that inside of the revelation of himself is the history of mankind and the future of mankind, which is why we read the Bible to understand the direction our lives should go, even though the Bible is a history book. Are you with me? Come on, are you with me? Expand your mind, because wisdom is saying something here. Uninspired and unintelligible choices corrupt history, not actions, not thoughts, because when you think it, you can alter the thoughts. But once it has become a choice, a decision is made, something is set in motion, the driver of decisions, which is called determination or passion. Question: what are the quality of your choices? How do you choose to manage your emotions when you're in a crisis? Do you know that the way you, however you choose to manage your emotions in the midst of a crisis can determine a closed door and an open door. Yeah, because I have seen something in recent time where I had every reason to be disappointed. I choose not to. And that choice gave me rest. Yet, the upheaval was there, but it was a facade. Need to come to that place where you are inspired to make the right choices always by reason of training your faculties that its default adaptation is truth. Let the default adaptations of your faculties be truth. That's the premium for being able to make the right choices per time. When the adaptations of your mental, psychological faculties are hinged on truth. So, benefits of making the right choice. Number one, stability of your convictions. When you know that you have made the right choice on a matter, you are immovable in your convictions. Even crisis cannot shake you because of the depth of assurance that backs up the weight of your convictions. Because of the depth of assurance that backs up the weight of your convictions, you are immovable. Number two, a definite sense of direction. You have a definite sense of direction because you are sure about the choice, the quality and the nature of the choice that you've made. So people are confused most times because they made wrong choices yesterday. When you should have read, you were in the club. When you should have built capacity, you were keeping worthless relationships and wasting time. That choice created the misdirection. When you should have spent the youthful time thinking and engineering your life towards becoming a resourceful person, it was corrupted with a lack of self-belief, thereby making you over-dependent in times when you would have been self-reliant and in God. The fourth point, that person becomes irresponsible. When you make the wrong choices, there will always be a temptation to become irresponsible in order to cover up the choices that you made, to make it seem as if it was the right choice. Especially when you are a person who has so much reputation to protect and you find it difficult to be vulnerable for the expression of truth. There are wavelengths that people have gone to, and they look back and say, no, I cannot return. And they chose to live in compromise because of the lack of proper choices from yesterday. So what can we do then to ensure that our choices are guarded jealously so that we can remain responsible citizens to ourselves, to our families, and to our generation. Number one, nurture noble thoughts always. Whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are lovely, whatsoever things are of good report, if there be any virtue, if there be any praise, think of these things. Nurture noble thoughts always. What nurturing noble thoughts do is that it sanitizes your mental faculties of several debris that could be detrimental to your sanctified existence. Several debris that could be detrimental to your sanctified existence. Number two, nurture noble aspirations only. Not everyone may have a clear sense of vision. This is the full picture God has shown to me. But when you nurture noble aspirations, you exude an aura that repels people with ignoble aspirations over time. You exude an aura that repels people with ignoble aspirations. Notice that such people begin to distance themselves from you. Nurture noble aspirations. When you nurture noble aspirations, it helps you to set your thoughts on a certain wavelength that will ensure that you go after knowledge within the context of that which you've set your thoughts on. Nurture noble aspirations. Number three, never allow a self-defeatist mindset within you. In other words, no matter the circumstance you go through, never ever believe you've been defeated. Otherwise, you will stop taking responsibility. Otherwise, you say, I can go with anything. What choice? When I made the last choice, see where it landed me. Defeatist mindset. No. No. Number four, consciously commit to excellence as a personal philosophy. Commit to it. It's a process, but we commit to it, all of us. Consciously commit to excellence, the spirit of excellence, as a personal philosophy. So that you will always take responsibility until you get to where you ought to get to. And then the final point, ensure your faith in God is immovable. Ensure your faith in God is immovable. No one can do that for you. You are the one who has to ensure that your faith in God is immovable. All right? Okay. So that's what I'm going to stop for today. Let's ask questions. Let's interact. I want to know that you understand what we've been learning. So let's talk.